So this is our completed gift card holder that we're going to be making today. And this is going to be a freebie in Design Space. However, without an Access subscription, you won't be able to use it because not everything's a free shape. But if you do have a subscription, this will be free, and the link for this will be in the Facebook page, or on the Facebook page, which is listed below. So this is a gift card holder for Mother's Day. I've used most of my stash, a lot of scraps. The base of the gift card holder was a full sheet of paper, as was the decorative piece here on front, but everything else came out of my scrap stash. I did add a Velcro dot here to help keep it closed. That's my debit card inside, so you can see it does hold a gift card holder, or a gift card, and then it closes easily with the Velcro dot. So these are the Velcro dots I use. Thin Dots by Velcro, thin and clear, 56 dots. And let's see, they come in, there's multiple sheets in here, but they're basically, you've got the hook and loop, or the hook on one side and the loop on the other. Is that how it works? So these are the soft side, so to speak. You get 2 sheets of those, and then you get 2 sheets of the hook side. And I just laid them together and then peeled them off together. That way I knew they lined up properly over on my project. So let me know what you think. I think it's pretty cute. The butterfly was in a package of butterflies. I believe they're from one of the dollar stores. My sister gave them to me, but they've come in really handy. She gave me quite a few of them, so I'm using them up slowly. If you wanted to, you could either use a gel pen or a white marker to write a message over here, or you could add another piece. I would just cut out a fancy square rectangle and glue it on there that you could write your message on. That's pretty simple to do. So there you go. Cute little Mother's Day gift card holder, which can also be used for well, any holiday for a female, really. But isn't it cute? Let's zoom in here. Oops, that might be too far. So that's what we're going to make today, so stay tuned and I will show you how to put this together. And again, it is a Cricut Design Space file that you are welcome to have, so stay tuned. So this is the gift card holder that I designed in Design Space, and I've got it already cut out, and we're going to put it together now. So let's get started. Alright, so we've got the back of the card, and we've cut our gift card slots into there. Now they may be a little bit bigger than they need to be, but I couldn't find my sample gift card. I don't know where it ended up when I reorganized, so I did take the measurements off the internet, and that's what I had done before, so it should be okay. So we're going to fold this up, our score line here right in the middle. I'll make sure our top kind of lines up good. Could do that a little bit better, I think. Let's try here. Let's do it like this. Okay, we're going to hold it down, and then we're going to score that fold. Okay. So these are actually going to go on the back of the card, so we're going to flip it over. And this is, we've got 2 pieces here. We can decide which one we want on the front. It goes this way though. We want that one, or do we want this one? I kind of like that big, almost complete rose or peony right there, so we're going to put that one on the front. Get some blue on here. I went through about 4 color schemes before I finally settled on this one. That's got to come back over this way some. Oops. No, don't. It's going to be crooked. Oh, there we go. But now is it going to be flat? Yep, I think we can make that work. So as I said, I struggled with the idea of the Mother's Day card for some reason. I'm not sure why. Alright, so now this we want to be careful when we glue this down. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to glue over these tabs. So I think I will just put the glue around the outside and then maybe in the very middle. Because you don't want to glue those down. Those are what's going to hold in your gift card holder. And I see a part I meant to fix and didn't. So I better do that real quick. There we go. Alright, so try not to get my fingers in all of the glue. And I still managed. There we go. Alright. So that's the back, and what I'll do is I will put a little piece of a lighter cardstock in here so that you can write a message if you want to. But we're going to put our handles on now. Just kind of clean that up a little bit. It's got a little bit of a fuzz. There we go. So we want one up at the top. Well, they're actually technically both going to go at the top, but you know what I mean. So when I say I went through multiple color iterations, I had 2 colors of foil, cardstock. I tried making it with other blues and purples and blacks, and yeah, I just couldn't decide. And then I realized that some of the thing I was going to use wasn't going to work the way I wanted it to, so I just started over and went with that. So everything here is cardstock except for this kind of Monet type paper on the front. That is scrapbook paper. Okay, it's pretty straight. Definitely good enough for a one single-use gift card holder. Well, throwing all my pieces parts around. I hope I didn't lose anything. So we're going to glue this other one down over here. Now, I thought about embossing, and if I had used a different non-textured, non-printed paper, which I thought about doing in a red and black, I would have embossed it and maybe even inked on it some. So, you know, you just because this is how I'm putting mine together doesn't mean you have to do it that way. You can feel free to decorate it any way you like, using whatever you have. There, that looks pretty good. Just carefully spread that glue out. Don't want to move my piece while I'm doing it. And I don't think I did. Okay, I want to make sure I keep the back on the back. Not that it's going to matter because most of this goes on both sides. So these I thought would just make cute little purse covers. If I can figure out how they went. Okay, so that goes on there like that. So I am going to get some ink because this is a white core paper, and I'm going to ink those edges. Alright, so I've got this Harmony by Spectrum Noir jet black, and that's what I'm going to use to color my edges. Now I probably could just rub them in the ink. It's very inky, but I grabbed my ink dauber, so I'll use it. And I just want to get rid of that white edge. do that with all 4. Now you can omit these corner pieces if you don't want. I do plan to put some, I don't know, gold or some other pretty color of embellishment on there, whether it be a rhinestone or a flat back pearl. I haven't decided yet. I'll go through my stuff here in a little bit and we'll pick something out. And while I'm at it, I do want to show you something. I'll show you 2 things. One, you probably have seen this. If you've found my channel, you've probably seen it somewhere else. But if you don't have an ink dauber, you can just dip it or tip it into your ink right there, like that. So the other thing I wanted to show you was, I'm just going to do a peek. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to tell you what they are. They're ink daubers. These are 3D printed. I found a lady on Etsy, and I will share her link below. I haven't yet attached my Velcro to the bottom for my pads, but you can see that they're just even, actually, it looks like a little bit bigger. Try not to get ink all over me. Just a hair, maybe an eighth bigger than the ones from scrapbook.com. So I just got to get some Velcro to put on there, and then I've got my cute little ink daubers. So if you guys are interested in these, this was something she made at my request. She has a bunch of, if you know what diamond painting is, she made a bunch of diamond painting pens with these kind of styled handles, and I asked if she could cut them down and make them into ink daubers, and she said yes. So she's got some more for sale. I will link her Etsy shop below. I'm quite happy with them. Like I said, I still need to add the Velcro, but I haven't done that yet. I just got them this week, I believe, or maybe it was last week, but I've been busy. So yeah, I think these are great. And she does have other colors, but I love the rainbow colors. Aren't those so pretty? And different style handles as well. I think they were $10 or $13 a piece. A little bit more than you might spend on something like this, but that's okay when you can end up with something like this, right? And I don't get a commission or anything. I just really liked them, and I just wanted to share them. All right, so back to what we were doing, which was putting our corners on here. Trying to remember how they lined up. And I may not have the right one. I think that'll work. Let me get it up here so you can see what I'm doing. You know what? Hold on a moment. I'm going to make an adjustment. All right, minor adjustment, but it's going to help me out tremendously. So I'm going to grab my tweezers here just because I think that will help me. I'm going to add some glue to the back. And we're going to remember how they go on there. Actually, that might not go there. What have I done? Maybe it goes here. Yeah. So you're just going to line that up on the edges, really. Easy peasy. So let's grab another one. And I want the rounded part out there. So it's going to be flat, because it is a little hard to tell. It's going to be completely flat on one edge, and then it's got a slight curve on the other edge. And I find it's easier to kind of lift it up away from my background to kind of see where that curve is. And that's how you're going to know where those go. Straight enough. Isn't that cute? Okay, so this one is going to go this way. And I grabbed scraps for a lot of this. I did have to use, I keep doing that wrong. did have to use a full sheet, or I did end up using, I had scraps that would have worked, but I did end up using a full sheet of this from a paper pad that's very old. I doubt you can get it anymore. And honestly, most of the paper in there is pretty garish. I just like this print, so I bought it. There's a few others that I don't mind, but it's not something that's going to be everybody's cup of tea, that's for sure. So put this one on here. So cute. All right, so now you may be wondering what these are. Well, it looks like this is cinched in a little bit right here. So you can add these or not. That's strictly up to you, but I thought it might look cute to have like stitching in case it is actually cinched. So now I have to decide, do I want those on there or not? And because if it is cinched up, they wouldn't necessarily be straight across, you don't really have to worry about placement. As long as you're kind of close, you'll be fine. So, what do we think? I am undecided. Undecided. I thought about even using like some gold string, but ideally I probably should have put that down before I put this piece down. So, I don't know, guys. I thought it would show up better, and if I inked the edges it would, but that means I got to get up and get a different color of ink because I do not want black. All right, let me get some ink. Alright, we still with the Harmony by Spectrum Noir, and this is Midnight. I've had these for years. They don't make re-inkers, so eventually I will switch to something else, but for right now, that's what I'm using. I do have Tim Holtz over there, but I want to get these used up. It's going to take me forever at this rate, but... Alright, so I'm going to pause this while I ink these, but you've just seen me do that. You know it's not difficult. You just rub your ink dauber on the edge. There we go. So, yeah. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've kind of got these laid out. I think they've moved a little bit, but this is where they'd go if I were just going to glue them down. And I'm looking at it and I'm not loving it. So I went into my stash and pulled out my black foil. And this is from H&H Sign Supply, Iridescent Black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a strip of this. I'm going to add my glue stick or my zig marker to these, and then I'm going to foil them. So I'm just going to cut off a sheet. Let me move these back over here out of the way. And I'm just going to cut off a little piece here. Easier said than done. If I had more room here to work, I'd just get out my rotary cutter and cut a strip. But since I don't, I'm going to cut a very crooked line. And that's probably more than enough. You know what? I probably actually even had some of this in my scrap foil I could have used. Alright, so roll this back up. Grab me a slap bracelet. You remember those from when we were younger? I bought these, I think I got them on Amazon. I got a whole package of them. I don't remember how many were in it. And it doesn't say. And you could draw on these, you could do whatever. But I use them to wrap up my foil or my stabilizers or anything that's round like that. And there you go. Alright, so I'm going to grab, let's see, what do I want? This will work. So we're going to put these all on here. After I've gone and inked them, I've changed my mind. And I'm going to try not to get glue all over me, so if I can grab it here, which I apparently cannot, I've got it shoved too far back. There we go. My zig marker. Give it a little shake. I don't know if that's necessary, but I figure it can't hurt. I'm just going to cover this with this glue. And if you don't get the whole thing covered, it's not the end of the world. You'll just have some of the blue showing through, which might actually look kind of nice. Give it a little bit more depth. I didn't want to do that. Okay, there we go. And the trick with this, using the zig markers, is that you want to let it set up first. And then it becomes repositionable, and that's really the best way for you to use your foils. You can also use a glue stick. I just already have ink all over my fingers, and I decided I'm messy enough for one day. I was not a messy kid, and I am not a messy adult. I don't like it. If I'm cooking, I clean as I go. If I'm crafting, I kind of make the exception there because I want to get on to the next idea before I forget what it was. But yeah, I like things where they belong in general. My craft room really is the exception to that. And that might be because I'm working on so many different things at what time. Okay. Come on, let go of me. There we go. That's the right side. Okay, so we'll get a little bit more glue out. Let that dry. I really just felt like this project needed a little bit more bling, and I am going to still put something down here, and maybe I'll just do little glue dots and then put the foil. Oh, I like that. I got more than enough foil here. Let me grab that marker back while those are drying, and I'm just going to dot it. Put one in there, one in there. We'll do the middles. Oh yes, that will look nice. Okay, so I'm just putting one in each corner. Then I'm putting one in the middle, and then I'm going to the middle of those. And that, I think, will look nice. Now I could do it around these corners too, but I'm not going to. Somewhere I have lost my cap. Oh, there it is. Alright, so let's see how our pieces here are doing. Well, that one glued to the back, protective sheet on the back. It's definitely sticky. Alright, so you just want to take your foil then. I think this first one's dry. And you're just going to lay it over the top. And then get something to burnish that with. And then when you pull it off of there, okay, I like it kind of grungy like that. But if you don't, you can always add more glue and go back over it. This is a textured paper that I've used, so I did expect that to happen. But yeah, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see there. Let's put that down. Let's do this one. And again, just burnishing. Almost stuck to me. Like it. Like it, like it. Okay. Now if you've got glue on your surface, that will also pick up the foil, so just be aware of that. I like it. I like the distressed look of it. Oops, come on. There we go. Maybe I should have cut a bigger piece. Nice. 2 more to go, and then we have our dots on our purse. One of these. Oops, won't work that way. Okay, so do we have enough left here to do the dots? We might. We just might. So I'm going to cover 3 dots there. Kind of good, kind of not. You might want to be neater with your dots than I was with that first one, but I'm okay with it. Helps if you aren't using a piece that's already been used. Let's see here. I'm going to cut that off there just so I know where I'm at. I think I'll cut this off of here. Alright, so we'll come back over and do this side. And you can kind of see where your glue was. See those impressions? That's where the glue is. We'll do this one over here. And that came off on its own. So there you go. You got a little bit of foil down there on your studs. A little bit of foil where I didn't want it. Oh, look at that. It just comes right off with my fingernail. Perfect. Let's see. That looks like it could use a little bit more. But I don't know that I'm going to have any luck with that. Let's just try it real quick. Yeah. Alright, so that's the front minus our thingies here. I probably won't put the dots on the back just because I don't need to and I'm out of foil. So I will put these on here though. Let's put this here like that. Okay, let me slide that up so you can see it better. There we go. It's not straight, but you get the idea. So let's glue those down real quick. Now I was trying to use my T ruler to help with that. I don't know if it's going to be a help or a hindrance, but we'll see. Let's see if I line it up this way. And then I line this up. I hope and pray nothing moves. Do need to move that up a bit. Let me kind of slid underneath there. Okay. So what you could do, and I've done this before in my videos, if you're not sure about your placement and you want it to be super accurate, duplicate this part here with these little strips in it and then place them where you want them and turn it into an emboss, deboss, mark it with a pen, whatever you need to do to make it make sense for you. I didn't have my pen in my glue, so I'm sure it's clogged. So I'm going to pick up my tweezers, kind of hold everything still. Now, if you wanted to be super creative, and I know you do, you could easily put a little chain. Well, I say easily. If you have it already, I wouldn't run out and buy it. But if you have it already, you could put a little chain. You know, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, they all sell blank chain in the jewelry section, and you could. Or if you've got beads, you could make your own little beaded handle. You know, get creative with it as you want. If you're making it for someone special, you might want to go to the extra trouble. So I do make these stick out just a little bit past the edge there where the edge of that decorative paper is, because I want it to look, I don't think that's straight, is it? I want it to look like it goes around the edge, so I do stick it out a little bit past there. Okay. I'll do this one. And then I might have to go get one of my debit cards or something just so we can test it out. Okay, that's hard to do. Let's hold that down. Kind of line it up. And I do want to center it as good as I can. That's probably pretty good. And I am just going to give it a burnish. Look. Now I could still go back and add more foil there if I wanted to, but I think it's okay. Like I said, I like the distressed look of the cord, which is what that would be, or what I imagine it to be. You could even put pearls on the handle here, flat back pearls. So you can do a lot of different things with this. You could, if you've got some nice like nail art stickers or other like stickers that would look nice on these protective corners of the bag, you could do that. Lots of options, but let me go get a gift card. Okay, I went and grabbed my debit card. I don't actually have any gift cards, but there should be the same size. And as long as you didn't glue your stuff together, it fits in there pretty nicely. Now, these are not free shapes. These were shapes that were already in Design Space. This was a scalloped oval, but they have circles too. And then I just cut out a circle to make the handle and cut off the side of it and duplicated it so they would line up. The circle here, this was just a circle that I cut into 4s, and these of course are a free shape. These were just the rounded rectangle shapes. These cuts are not in the free shapes. So essentially this isn't going to be, if you don't have an access subscription, you won't be able to use this file. You won't be able to get to it, but it is going to be free on my Facebook page for Expressions Craft Studio, which is linked below. So if you have any questions, any comments, you should be able to whip a couple of these out in time for Mother's Day if you're interested. Or these, you know, these would even be nice as a birthday card for a woman. Yeah, you know, you've got options. But Mother's Day is what I had in mind, so kind of cute. And your little one could walk it over to her grandma or whoever, and she might not want to give it away, but the good news is she could have it back after Granny gets her gift card. So anyway, all right guys, well I'm going to let you go. This ended up being longer than I intended, so thanks again for joining me. Thank you to the new subscribers, my old subscribers. I really appreciate all of you, as you know, and until next time, happy crafting.